Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm just going to do some magic today. I'm pretty tired and I kind of feel like messing around with my Phyrexian deck a little bit. So, yeah, that's what we're going to do. I had some other ideas for videos I could do in the future. I just didn't want to do them today because I'm kind of low energy right now. And one of them I actually really want to do. I want to do Tiny Dungeon. I'm going to do Tiny Dungeon because I would really like to. I want to do sort of like the solo dungeon delve where I kind of want to get back to that thing I was doing with the Horrible Four and just make a dungeon on camera because that sounds like a lot of fun. And I want to do it with sort of this interesting premise I'd thought of. I'm actually going to be riffing off of a web manga that I read. I want to say 6 months ago, something like that, and that was kind of funny. Like God takes over everybody's TVs and is like, "Hey guys, humanity's ready for some crazy stuff. 2,000 of you get ready because you're all going to spontaneously develop the black spot, and that means you're going to another world." It does a thing that I don't really like where um, everything's sort of gamified. Just to tell you what I'm doing here, I'm casting a Vault Scourge for its Phyrexian mana cost. So we have a 1/1 flying life linker. And that's going to take me down to 18. Excuse me. So I kind of wanted to do this thing where it's like I've been sort of taken to this other world, and so I'll build the character in Tiny Dungeon, and it's mostly just background dressing. May sacrifice an artifact or enchantment, or does 3 damage to me. Joke's on you, I'm not doing it. And then he'll just attack. So I'm going to take 3 from that. Yeah. And then he'll attack. And I'll just block it with Vault Scourge, gaining 1 life, going up to 16. So I want to do this. It's sort of a combination of things. I want to do this thing where I do my typical necromancy thing, which is really easy in Tiny Dungeon. And I want to see if I can solo. I want to see if I can solo a dungeon in such a way where I'm sort of shooting straight for the bottom of the dungeon, and I survive sort of like dungeon meshy style, where I kind of like I scavenge everything from the dungeon around me. I do crazy stuff like eat monsters to survive. Just crazy stuff like that. And we have a transmigrant, so let's do that. 3/1. Can't block though. That kind of sucks. And here goes the god of absolutely no fun. Impulsive return. Okay, that won't do anything. Impulsive destruction. I can sacrifice. No, I'll just take the 3 damage. Go to 13. I also think I'm thinking of starting sort of a series that's like, have you heard of X? And that's where I kind of go through my variety shelf of games, and I talk about some of the weirder picks up there. Like you guys, I won't talk about it. I won't spoil it. But 2 Triniforms. How am I gonna? What? Okay. These guys are 9 mana. I don't know how I'm going to swing that. I don't know why I drew both of them, but we're going to have a Transmigrant kill this Ecstatic Piper, which I also lose the Transmigrant because he's a 3/1. But I gain 2 from killing the Piper. Going up to 15 again. Goes to Xenagos, who is going to draw another Piper and a Pharazband Revelers. So I just take 6 to the face from Xenagos. Nothing I can do about it. So we'll go to 9. It's already looking bad. Yeah. You guys ever messed around with Tiny Dungeon before? It's really... Oh, yeah, that's what I need. Losing more life. Awesome. That's Phyrexia for you. So we're going to do 1 extra cards and put down Phyrexian Arena. Yeah. I think we're in trouble. Yeah, Tiny Dungeon is one of the... that's one of the simpler RPGs that I've sort of been drawn to. Oh, awesome. Dance of Flame. Whenever a Reveler attacks, I'm just going to take 1 damage regardless. This is brutal. Absolutely brutal. Rip to pieces. At the beginning of combat, this turn, each Reveler does 1 damage to each player and each creature. So I take 4 more. I'm at 5. And then I'm going to go to 4 because I'm going to get pinged by Arena. We'll draw 2 cards, so maybe that'll do something. We just need to keep killing things. Priest of Yawgmoth, Lash Writhe. Well, Lash Writhe is pretty good. Priest of Yawgmoth doesn't do much for us right now. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to put down Lash Writhe. Right now, Lash Writhe is a 4/4 because I control 4 swamps. Yeah. 4 swamps. This isn't looking good, guys. This isn't looking good. So, Xenagos gets to go again. Please don't do anything to me. It's a Madandoriad as long as there are 5 or more Revelers. It attacks each turn if able. Luckily, it has Summoning Sickness. It's a 4/2. Ecstatic Piper. Do I just, lose the Lash Writhe? I think so. So he attacks because of Ecstatic Piper. Lash Writhe Germ dies. I keep the artifact. Goes to my turn. I go to 2. Priest of Yawgmoth and Dark Ritual. Let's see. If I go Dark Ritual, that would be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, I just lose. Yeah. Whew, brutal. Absolutely brutal. Xenagos is hard, man. It's really, really hard. What would happen if you built a deck specifically to fight his? So it wouldn't be a ton of fun, huh? Another RPG I kind of wanted to try. This is the alternative for this scenario to Tiny Dungeon, is I could do Midwander. Midwander is really similar to Tiny Dungeon, but I would say that the power level is drawn back a little bit. The only problem with Tiny Dungeon, which Midwander would solve, is that I very seldomly feel threatened in Tiny Dungeon. It's most attacks do 1 damage. Crits can do 2. Sometimes things do 3, like 2-handed weapons. Sometimes I think those do 2 damage when you hit. Whereas Midwander, the damage is a lot more variable depending on what you roll when you hit a target. I don't know. Do I go high power and high adventure, or do I go slightly more grounded, still pretty flexible? It's hard to tell. Neither of them have classes. You build characters using traits. I'll probably demonstrate this at some point here. All right, game 2. Let's see if we can. We're gonna see if we can actually beat him. Going back to the RPG thing. I think one of the things I really like in RPGs that I solo is that I can fit all of the information that I need on an index card. That's sort of what I look for in a lot of these RPGs that I solo. So the ones that I was talking about, Midwander and Tiny Dungeon, both scratch that itch, and they're both very, very simple. Wow, this is efficient, but there's really nowhere to go. I got 2 Vault Scourge, 1 Exhume, 4 mana. Guess we'll see how this goes. So we're gonna do the thing again. We're gonna get down the Vault Scourge. That's gonna burn us down to 18. And let's hope that we don't pay for that just like right now. I think one of the worst things he could do right now is draw. There's one card that just gives him trample and he just attacks. And the other one is Ecstatic Piper. And that one's a lot more common, but he's still going to attack and I'm still going to lose a Vault Scourge. I'd like to put... Okay, he's got Dance of Panic again. No, if he has 5 or more, they all attack each turn. That's nuts. And rip to pieces. I just take 2 damage. Okay, that's not terrible. I can get some of that back. So, yeah, that's really what I look for in an RPG right now, especially if I'm soloing it. I prefer things simple these days. I am going to break that rule, though, because one of the RPGs I want to play is actually Dragonbane. And Dragonbane's a lot more complicated than something like White Box or Delving Deeper or or even Labyrinth Lord. I sort of have this shelf called the Variety Shelf. I don't know if I talked about it at all. Let's put down a Priest of Yawgmoth. Maybe if I draw... Maybe I'll draw into some power in a minute here. I was about to attack into that to gain some life, but if I attack that, I'm just going to lose a Vault Scourge. And I'll gain 1 life, and I'd rather keep it, maybe put something like a Lash Writhe on it later, so I'm gaining more life. But yeah, we just gotta cross our fingers and see what happens. So it's his turn. He's got the Revelers. Impulsive Return, that does nothing. That's merciful. Very merciful. Get lucky in some of those bad draws. Surgical Extraction can't really be used in these games, so I'm going to discard that. And it's a Triniform. Hello, Triniform. Man, these guys like coming out here. So Triniform would be really, really sick if I could cast it right now. We're going to do a second Vault Scourge. There's nothing really to sacrifice the mana into right now. So Priest of Yawgmoth is just sort of a blocker. These are all just kind of blockers right now until I can get to something bigger. But it goes to Xenagos right now. And there's the Ecstatic Piper, so he's going to attack. And a Rollicking Throng, he gets a bonus card. And Impulsive Charge, they all attack. Wow, that got out of control really fast, didn't it? Okay, so everything turns sideways and attacks. So what's going to block what? What's going to block what? We have to block Xenagos, so we're going to lose a Vault Scourge. We're going to block the 4/4 with a Vault Scourge. And we're going to block a Rollicking Throng with a Vault Scourge. So we take 1, 2, 3, 4. We gain 2 from the Vault Scourges, so that means we lose 2. It's going to take us to 14. Well, we lost our gas for Priest of Yawgmoth because he can only sacrifice artifacts. Transmigrant, that's pretty cool. He can't block. But all of these creatures are going to attack every single turn. And that's, yet again, that's just 2 mana from Priest of Yawgmoth. We could exhume. Yeah, we could exhume because he doesn't have any creatures, so we're actually safe to do that. So I'm going to do that. 1, 2, we're going to cast Exhume, and we're going to get a Vault Scourge back because I would very much like the blockers. So here we go. Whoa. We're going to go to his turn now. All of these things are going to attack because of Dance of Panic. Ooh, I don't like it. This thing is clogging up my hand. I do not have the gas. What do we got? We have another Ferris Band Revelers. It doesn't have haste, though. And then we've got... Oh, no, it does have haste. Impulsive Charge. Look at that. Oh, man. That's okay. I'm doing this because it's easy. And Xenagos is not attacking. So what we're going to do... Vault Scourge is going to block another one of these guys and die again. Priest of Yawgmoth, who I would like to keep, is going to block a Rollicking Throng. So we're going to take 1, 2, 6, 8. Okay. So... Okay. Sorry, I got distracted really quick there. Okay. So, goes to us. It's a shame the transmog... Hey, we got this member. That's kind of cool. So here is the plan. We're going to end up losing the Transmigrant. Because we're going to try and kill 2 things. I'm going to go 3. We're going to dismember a Ferris Band Revelers. So this is going to go away. We get to draw a card. And then we're going to sacrifice the Transmigrant to kill the Ecstatic Piper, which will net us 2 health. Taking us up to 7. And we're going to... That takes him below 5 Revelers, so these guys won't attack next turn. Well, unless he draws another Reveler, which he probably will. And we still have our useless Triniform in hand. So let's go to his turn here. He'll untap everything. And he'll draw 2. He gets an Ecstatic Viper, because of course he does. He's going to attack. And a Dance of Flame. Whenever Reveler attacks, it deals 1 damage. There's the combo. Dance of Panic and Dance of Flame. That's sort of his Wombo combo. Well, he's got 5, so everyone that can attack is gonna, and he's also gonna attack, and I've got 7 life and 1 blocker, so I think that's game 2. I'm gonna do 1 more. But hey, you know, maybe after this I'll show you some of the games I'm thinking about. And I don't know, maybe you guys can help me decide which one would make sort of a more tense, action-packed anime isekai adventure thing. I'm sort of leaning towards Tiny Dungeon, mainly because it has all those cool traits. And it has really easy necromancy. So, and you know, you guys know that's my thing. So, okay, last game. Here we go. Let's see some good Phyrexian gameplay here. I wanna see some. I wanna at least beat him once. You know. Another freaking Triniform. We got the Flesh Gorger though. That's good. 2 Exhumes. Got the Lash Writhe. We got 2 mana. Okay, let's go. We'll do that. And we don't have a turn 1 play. So we'll just go to him. Revelers. And Rip to Pieces. I just take 3. So I got bolted. So it'll take me to 17. Okay, cool. There's my 2nd mana. Still nothing to do. Oh, we're clenching. Impulsive Charge. Don't. And Rollicking Throng. Impulsive Return. That does nothing. So that's 7. It takes me right to 10. It's not even going to matter. Not my night. Okay, so we got that. So we can drop a Prototype Flesh Gorger. So that'll be a 3/3 that has Menace and Lifelink, and it has Ward. So that's cool. Let's start rebuilding, maybe. Maybe don't die immediately. How about that? That sounds good. Let's maybe not die. Or actually, no, he just ran his guys directly into my dude here. So they're going to attack. So you just draw the same card twice. So they're just going to attack. All these guys go sideways. Flesh Gorger is going to eat one of these. I gain 3 and lose 6. So that would put me at 7? 13. Yeah, that puts me at 7. Still better than it would have been otherwise. But, you know, we're going to start eating these creatures here. And it'll be even better. Ooh. Okay. No, ooh, even better here. Yes. Okay, that's what we're going to do. We're going to drop the Lash Writhe. Then, yeah, we're going to risk it. So here we go. I'm actually going to drop 4 health. We're going to go 3. Paying the double Phyrexian mana cost. We're going to equip Lash Writhe to Flesh Gorger. Flesh Gorger is now a 7/7, which is actually better than what he is when he's full. And then the 7/7 Flesh Gorger is going to attack and kill the Ferrisband Revelers. I gain 7, which will put me at 10, and I get to draw a card. Okay, I think we're starting to do better. We'll draw a card. A second Lash Writhe? Oh, geez. Okay. Well, let's see how he answers this. Impulsive Destruction. We may sacrifice an artifact. Absolutely not. I'm just going to lose the 3. Go to 7. And a Maddened Oread. So this is, it's sort of like that enchantment, but only for itself. If there's 5 or more Revelers on the battlefield, she's going to attack every turn. And when she dies, we gain 3 life. And that's going to be on top of what we gain from Flesh Gorger's lifelink. So let's untap. I think we might actually have this. Because Flesh Gorger's just going to eat everything. Okay, cool. You just went up to an 8/8. And now we're going to start getting greedy. Now we're going to go, boop, we're going to do Phyrexian Arena. That's going to net us another card, but it's going to cost us 1 life every turn, but it's not going to matter. Because check this out. Here goes 8/8. Bam, kill this. Gain 11 life. That feels pretty good. That's going to put us at 18. I think we got it. Impulsive Charge. And Ferrisband Revelers. Sick. So we're going to take 6 because they attack into us. Going down to 12. Goes back to us. We go to 11 and draw a second card. Okay, cool. We're starting to be able to multitask here. Because we got the Dismember. I think I'm gonna drop the other Lash Writhe. I might not equip it, but I'm gonna drop it because it will be a 5/5 blocker. Yeah, that's looking pretty sick. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to go 2. And then I'm going to lose 2 life. Putting me at 9. Because I don't have 3 mana to cast on it, but I do have 2. So the others are going to do the Phyrexian mana cost. We're going to go Dismember on that. And then the Flesh Gorger is going to kill one of these. So this goes away. This goes away. I gain 8 and draw a card. We drew a Dismember. Oh, this could be cool. If we can kill this next turn, I can literally just dismember Xenagos post main. So maybe... Yeah, I think whatever he draws, Phyrexian Fleshgorger and Lashrai, they're going to at least kill 2 things. So let's gain our 8. Put us at 19. No. 17. We all know on this channel I'm not good at math. I just don't do it very well. Okay, Dismember is gone. So now it's his turn. Static Piper, he wants to get in on it, and Xenagos Scorn. So he's just attacking. Xenagos Scorn, he has Trample, so that's fine. I'm just going to eat the 6 from him. And we have this because we go to 11. 10, actually, because we're going to draw our extra card. Nice to see our deck not bricking. That's even better. So, here we go. Drop that. That goes up to a 6/6. He's a 9/9. We kill both of his minions. And then I dismember him. So, finally, a win for us. Goodness. It's been a while since I've actually beat this guy. He's, I don't know, he's quite hard for me. So now we can take a look at some of those books I was talking about, if you like. And I'll kind of give you a little bit of an idea of what their mechanics are like. They're very simple. And like I said, you can fit all relevant character information on an index card. So I'll be right back with that. Okay, so here they are. These are the 2 main ones I've been gravitating towards for this specific scenario. Both of these are insanely simple. You only need D6s to play the game. So the primary mechanic, and it's very similar. Tiny Dungeons is a little bit different, but they're almost the same. So to do anything or to make a check, and I'll talk about Tiny Dungeon first, but in order to make a check, you roll 2d6, and if on either of the dice you roll a 5 or a 6, that is a successful roll. And then it has sort of an advantage-disadvantage system. So with advantage, you roll 3d6, and with disadvantage, you roll 1. And certain abilities will give you disadvantage on purpose because the effect is better or something like that. This is just the core book, but I've actually got some stuff that adds magic, that adds different. I think they call them heritages, but it's races. And here you got martial disciplines, and so how you make a character is the first thing you do is you pick your race, and that's going to tell you how many hit points you have, and that's going to tell you how many traits you've got. Normally you've got 2. I think you've got 2, but humans get an extra one. Then they've got goblins. I like the art style in here. It's actually quite it's kind of cartoony and lighthearted. Normally the kind of stuff I do is rather dark and heavy, so it's kind of interesting to have a book with this kind of style in it. So here's all the traits here. I think they're called. And this allows your character to be better at some things than others. So for example, here's one of the ones I was talking about. So this is Berserker. You can attack with Primal Rage. If a melee attack you're making does not already have disadvantage, you may choose to make the attack with disadvantage. If successful, it deals +1 damage. So, and a lot of these are like that. So where, so like acrobatics. So everybody can try to do acrobatic things, but if you have the trait, then you do anything like tumbling, long distance jumps, climbing, and maintaining balance. You do all that with advantage. So you'd roll 3 dice there. Magic in this, a lot of it, unless you have the prestige trait, a lot of it is really, really simple stuff like conjuring, like bits of light. Where is that? I think they called it spell touched or something. There's 2 types that can give you access to the Archmage trait later on. Well, you can take it immediately, but it's sort of, you need either Spell Touched or Spell Reader, or I think Beast Speaker as well, as a prerequisite. But unless you have those, magic's really only, actually they talk about it, page 17. So, and you know, I'm really into magic, so when I'm playing a character, I normally play a mage. That's just what I do. So here it says, magic abilities are handled through several specific traits an adventurer can select at adventure creation, as well as through magic items obtained during your adventures. I think that's normally the way you access magic. The magic traits are primarily Spell Reader and Spell Touched, but to a lesser extent, Beast Speaker, Familiar, and Healer fall into the magical category. And then, so it goes on to say that spell readers can find magic scrolls and they can use those to cast spells. It doesn't have a preset list of magic scrolls that can be purchased, and it's up to the game master to be creative and supply these items, or work with their spell reader adventurers when they're looking to procure a spell in the shop. So I'm gonna look at the prestige traits as well. So what's cool about this book is it comes with a lot of really flexible, it comes with flexible rules. It kind of brings them all under a single kind of D6 umbrella. And then what it does is at the back is it presents a bunch of possible adventure settings or just ideas for story beats you could use for your adventure. And some of them are really, really creative. So here's the prestige traits. And there's the Archmage one, and that one gives you access to spells. And that's one I really, really like. So you kind of pick a school of magic, and you can cast spells from that particular school of magic. But anyway, yeah, that's Tiny Dungeon. And so that would facilitate the easy, fast, the kind of fast and hard Necromancer build. Midwander is a little bit more opaque with how things like magic works, but I actually like how combat works in Midwander a little bit better. It's a lot thinner of a game. This is a lot more along sort of the FKR style of gaming, which I'm exploring a little bit more. Oh, sorry. Oh, hey, there's a character I created actually. This is one of my solo guys. So it comes with a very soft setting near the back, mostly just ideas. But as you can see, these abilities are very similar to the traits from Tiny Dungeon. And what I'd be using for this necromancy build is the Spellbinder. Is the Spellbinder trait here. And the weird part about magic here is that a lot of it is kind of like what sounds fair as well as sounds plausible. So there's not like even a suggestion of what spells might be. Maybe a minor suggestion, but Spellbinder at its base does two things. Is it targets something within 60 feet, creating a single effect or scoring 5 hits of damage or manifesting some alternate outcome, with the spell duration and rounds decided by triples. Now what it means by triples is you roll 3d6. So that means if I were to, say, animate an undead creature or call forth, I could word the spell like this. I can summon 2d6 skeletons out of the ground, and they last for 3d6 turns. And this actually has a limit on that, whereas in Tiny Dungeon I can just cast and cast and cast and cast with no limit. This is like, I can cast spells per day equal to my level. So if I'm a level 1 person with Spellbinder, I can do that once a day. And actually there's a really cool chart in here that talks about how combat works. And it all depends on, here we go, combat. So this is the doubles. If you roll doubles for combat, you can see what you roll, and that's the amount of damage you do. So you want to roll high, of course. I just like the simplicity of it. It's like everything is boiled down to what traits you have and what you throw on your d6s. As far as I know, there isn't like a single d6. It doesn't have disadvantage like Tiny Dungeon does. So that's sort of my choices here for this solo dungeon crawl scenario. And even using just sort of the web manga as the background, that's just kind of an excuse to its background for what I'm actually going to be doing. And like I said before, the real idea is that I like the image of somebody soloing a dungeon using undead monsters as party members. So it's more like a one-man party with a bunch of skeletons. I tried it a little bit ago, just on its own, but I want to try it with this sort of backdrop. Something interesting it actually gives necromancers in that school of magic is you actually get true resurrection. Like, you can bring people back to life. And I always thought it would be interesting where, I don't know how much web manga you guys read. That's probably just sort of a weird thing I do sometimes. But a very, very common trope is that some member of the party gets sort of singled out and abandoned or killed for reasons that really only make sense to the psychopathic anime individuals doing it. But I thought it would be kind of interesting to actually resurrect those people and say, hey, welcome back to the world of the living. Get out of this dungeon. I'm going straight to the bottom. So anyway, that's the idea. Thanks for bearing with me as I'm just very tired and decided to just do some magic and just kind of shoot the crap with you guys. Talk about a couple RPGs I've been really into lately. Kind of a different flavor than the typical OSR game that I bring to the table, like Delving Deeper or White Box or Zed. And I can't wait to give it a try. But until then, thank you once again for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.